Poochigian, who earned a PhD in classics from the University of Minnesota and an MFA in poetry from Columbia University. His latest poetry collection, American Divine, the winner of the Richard Wilbur Award, came out in 2021. He's published numerous translations with Anglo Classics and W.W. Norton. His work has appeared in such publications as Best American Poetry, Paris Review, and Poetry. He lives in New York City.
I'm just thinking I take the full 10 minutes or yeah. Okay, it's okay. I just want to make sure I'm not lost my time. I'll use my phone. I almost always read my original work when I read, and I do kind of make a kind of living as a translator, and so I'm going to read translations I've never read before in public. I've been working closely with the classical Chinese. When I first got into it, I was just obsessed with it. The poems are really so musical. They're little music boxes. There are rhyme effects, and there's a pitched language. And so when you open them up, it's just gorgeous. And so I tried in English as best as I could to replicate that. Yeah, we'll see how you feel about it. So these are some poems, 3 song poems by Wu Yangshu. He's in love with a lake, West Lake. Not the neighborhood in LA, but a lake in China. And he's frequently drunk when he portrays himself as drunk. And that's a recurring motif in Tang Chinese poetry. Like, it became amusing to me how many poems titles start with written while drunk at ... Like they go on and on. So yeah, some poems by Wu Yangshu about West Lake. Nobody knows just why he likes it. I adore West Lake. This haunt has slipped the lapse of days. The wind-tipped flags are playing chase. Drunk among flowers, jade cup in hand, I've got a thirst to slake. Nobody knows I'm idling out here, propped up by the rail. Grass in the setting sun smells spiced on distant water, subtle mist. A lone white egret lifting off from the immortal isle. Here's the second song. The Sleeping Drunk is the name of the boat that's carrying wine to port. A boat full of wine. Wine barrels in a painted dinghy. I adore West Lake. Springs galore, emphatic feet. A jade goblet is resolute. The sleeping drunk proceeds peacefully, leaving little wake. The moving clouds are moving underneath its moving keel. Eyes up, eyes down. I sit and stare until the blue is wholly clear. Lake water is another heaven, is the way I feel. And just the third of the songs. A short oared skiff is drifting out there. I adore West Lake. A slight bend girdles, rippling green. Sedge on the levee smells divine. Piping and strumming follow me, whichever path I take. No wind is blowing, so the surface looks composed and glossy. Where ripples spread from where the boat is, from little movements, I don't notice, because I'm watching teals, when roused, take off and graze the causeway. There are some poems on aging we've heard this evening, and the Tang poets are really good on aging. This is the most recent of the poems I translated, and when I discovered it, I was like, oh, gotta do that one. And you'll see the lines why, hopefully they'll land, we'll see. It's by me. It's called Running Into My Brother-in-Law. He seems to like his brother-in-law. It's been after 10 years of a rebellion in the empire, so he's upset about that, and they're going to talk about that. On Running Into My Brother-in-Law, after a mutinous and far too long decade, we meet again. How old we've grown. I heard your last name, and you seemed unknown. I heard your first name, and I saw you young. Too many tidal waves have come and gone. We chat about them till the sun goes down. It's fall. You'll set out for Yuzhu at dawn, and mountain walls will sunder us again. I'll end with one, slightly longer poem by Levi, who is, along with Du Fu, perhaps definitely the most popular of the Tang Dynasty poets. This is called A Song of Chang'an. If you were lit majors, you'll probably know it. It was translated by Ezra Pound, and it's like one of the formative poems of the modernist movement. Well, I tried it too. We'll see, Ezra, what you got. A Song of Chang'an. It's in the voice, of a girl who was married off very, very young, as was common, when she was 14. And it's from her perspective. It's a common motif in Tang poetry that if you marry a merchant, then as a wife, you're lonely all the time because he's traveling too much. A girl at play beneath her teenage bangs. I was outside the front gate hunting flowers when you charged in, astride a bamboo horse, flung plums my way, and galloped round in rings. We were naive and happy as could be back then, two neighbor children in Chang'an. When made, my lord, your bride, I was 14 and never smiled because I was so shy. Shrinking, head lowered in the lampless larder, I shunned your 1,000 calls to come out, please. Laughing by 15, though, with loosened brows, I knew no dust could snuff my wifely ardor. A silent soldier in a tower till death, I would keep watch for you. I would be true. When I turned 16, business sent you through the gorges of Changtan, through shock and froth. Desperately, when the 5th month waiting came, I strained to hear the strange apes where you were. Gone were your footprints leading from our door. The sea-green peat moss that had coated them had grown too deep to sweep up. Autumn then further interred them when it stripped the trees. Now, in the 8th month, yellow butterflies pair off above our lush west garden lawn. They are the reasons why my heart is raw. I fear my vaunted cheeks have lost their bloom. Send me a message, you are heading home, once you have reached the 3 precincts of Pa. And never mind the distance, I will race, even to Chengfeng Sha, to glimpse your face.